Last week, a friend asked me, "Bro, is the iPhone 16 Pro still worth buying right now?" At first, I wanted to give a quick answer, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized it's not that simple. And honestly, this question deserves a full video. Because here's the thing. In 2026, while everyone's obsessing over the newest iPhone, I'm thinking about something completely different. What if we don't need to chase specs anymore? What if we've actually hit the point where specs just don't matter that much? That question hit me hard, and it might change the way you think about upgrading your phone too. Now, full disclosure, I'm currently using the iPhone 17 Pro as my daily driver, but before that, I used the iPhone 16 Pro for almost 2 years. And this wasn't just for review content or side-by-side comparisons. I genuinely used it every single day as my main phone. So instead of giving a short answer, I decided to make this whole video about it. And the deeper I got into it, the more I realized one thing. The iPhone 16 Pro might actually be the smartest iPhone you can buy right now. So if you're thinking about getting an iPhone 16 Pro, or you already have one and you're wondering if it's time to upgrade, after almost 2 years of using it daily, here's what I learned.
Honestly, when it comes to design, the iPhone 16 Pro hasn't changed much from the iPhone 15 Pro. Same titanium frame, roughly the same weight, and once you hold it, it feels pretty much the same too. So if you're expecting me to say, wow, the design is so much better than last gen, no, that's not happening. And honestly, I don't think that's a problem. There's one design detail that I think a lot of people overlook: the bezels around the screen. On older Pro iPhones, before the titanium era, the bezels were still pretty noticeable. Not distracting, but you definitely spot them if you paid attention while watching a video or reading full screen. The iPhone 16 Pro has thinner bezels, and once you get used to it, it's hard to go back to the older design without feeling like the bezels are thick. As for the frame, the titanium Apple uses on the iPhone 16 Pro was actually introduced back with the 15 Pro. So the 16 Pro basically carries over that same lightweight, balanced feel. On paper, the change from the 15 Pro is almost nothing, but compared to the old stainless steel era, the difference is still huge. This phone feels light, balanced, comfortable, and somehow just easier to use day to day. Here's what's interesting though. Even though it's lighter, Apple still managed to make it feel far from cheap. Normally, that's a risky move. When a company cuts down the weight of a product, premium feel is usually the first thing to go. But the iPhone 16 Pro doesn't have that problem. Just like its predecessor, it still feels incredibly solid. The titanium frame is smooth, sturdy, premium, but also comfortable to hold. The edges are soft to the touch. And honestly, that difference is bigger than people realize. It just feels so natural that most people won't even notice how much thought Apple put into it. After using it for this long, I actually think that's where the iPhone 16 Pro shines. It doesn't need to fix what already works. Not because it looks flashy or grabs attention, but because it blends into your daily routine so easily, just like the generation before it. And to me, that's the mark of genuinely great design. It doesn't need a yearly overhaul to still feel relevant. Now, I know phone size is a personal thing. Some people love big phones. Some want the biggest screen possible. And that's totally fine. It comes down to preference. But for me, the size of the iPhone 16 Pro is nearly perfect. Big enough, but still just right. Watching videos feels great. Reading articles is comfortable. Editing photos is no issue. But it's still compact enough that I can use it one-handed. That kind of balance feels rare these days if you're shopping for a new phone. A lot of modern phones are starting to feel like mini tablets. But the iPhone 16 Pro is different. It still feels like a phone. And it's a really good one. Funny enough, after spending time with bigger phones, I've come to appreciate this one simple advantage even more. Now, there's one new thing on the iPhone 16 Pro I want to talk about: the camera control button. Honestly, the first time I tried it, I was genuinely excited. It felt like Apple finally gave us a new way to interact with the camera. Swipe to zoom, half press to focus, click to shoot. In the first few weeks, I was using it almost every day, swiping around to adjust exposure, switching photo modes, all through that one button. But somehow that excitement faded over time. After a few months, I realized I'd gone right back to my old habits. Opening the camera, tapping the screen to focus, tapping the on-screen shutter button. The camera control button slowly became just a button. One that sometimes got triggered by accident when the phone was in my pocket. That's when it hit me. This is one of those features that sounds innovative on paper, but once it becomes part of your daily routine, it just doesn't matter that much. At least, not to me. That doesn't mean it's a bad feature. For people who shoot manually a lot or love fine-tuning camera settings, this could genuinely be useful. But for me, someone who just wants to lift the phone and snap a quick shot, the old way still feels more natural. So if you're wondering whether camera control alone is a good enough reason to upgrade, honestly, probably not. It's fun to try out at first, but it's not something you'll miss if it suddenly wasn't there.
This might sound boring, but the iPhone 16 Pro has never once made me worry about its performance. And trust me, that's the biggest compliment I can give. Apps open instantly, everything feels responsive, smooth, effortless. Not once holding this phone have I thought, I wish this thing was faster or better. Even in 2026, that still amazes me. Because if you've been online long enough, it feels like smartphones get labeled outdated every single year. But the reality is, the actual experience of using a phone hasn't changed much at all. And that's exactly what made me want to put it to the test. That's why I keep switching back and forth between my iPhone 17 Pro and my old iPhone 16 Pro. And honestly, if you handed both of these to someone and asked them to guess which one's newer, I don't think they'd notice a real difference. Because the core experience feels identical. Messages send instantly, photos process fast, apps launch right away. Everything just works, and works fast. After almost 2 years, everything still feels exactly like day one. And that leads me to a question that feels a bit strange to even ask myself. If the experience feels the same either way, why do so many people spend that much money just to get a newer phone? So if you're watching this and you're also on an iPhone 16 Pro, drop a comment below. Does your phone still feel as fast as the day you got it? Or have you started noticing it slow down? I'm genuinely curious. Let's talk about the camera. Because honestly, I think the camera is the number one reason most people choose an iPhone over anything else. And truthfully, the camera's the biggest reason I'd recommend the iPhone 16 Pro. This is the kind of camera that makes you stop overthinking your camera. And that's exactly what I want from a phone. Shooting in daylight, the results are consistently fantastic. Colors look natural, details are sharp, and the photos come out clean and smooth without feeling overprocessed. Whether it's indoors, on my desk, a sunset shot, or a quick snap while walking outside, the iPhone 16 Pro's camera just delivers. Because at the end of the day, most people aren't taking photos to test a camera. They're taking photos to capture life. The people they love, the places they go, the moments they don't want to forget. And for that, the iPhone 16 Pro still holds up beautifully.
What's even more impressive is how little the newer iPhones actually change this experience. Sure, maybe there's a slight difference if you zoom in far enough, or a small improvement if you place two photos side by side. But in the real world, most people, probably even you, won't notice the difference. You take the shot, you post it, you save it, and that's it. So if daylight shots are already this strong, what about low light? Turns out it's just as impressive. Low light photos are so good that I barely think about lighting conditions anymore. Restaurants, evening walks, city streets at sunset, the iPhone 16 Pro consistently nails it. Everything feels natural and ready to post straight to your Instagram story. You might be asking, is the newest iPhone camera actually better? And yeah, it is. But the gap is nowhere near as big as the marketing makes it sound. Video-wise, it's honestly a similar story. The video quality on the iPhone 16 Pro is still excellent. Smooth footage, sharp detail, consistently reliable. This is the kind of video quality that means you don't need to carry a separate camera around anymore. I've shot a ton of video with this phone, and even now, watching that footage back, none of it feels outdated.
it still genuinely holds up. And that's exactly why upgrading just for the camera still isn't a convincing enough reason for me.
Now, let's talk about battery life. After nearly 2 years of daily use, the battery health obviously isn't what it used to be. And yeah, I can feel it. It doesn't last as long as it did when the phone was brand new. But honestly, I think that's just normal. On lighter days, the battery still easily carries me through the night. But on heavier days, sometimes I'm hunting for a charger before the evening's even over. And honestly, that's fine, because a battery is a component that's meant to wear out over time. What actually surprised me is how many people use an aging battery as the reason to buy a whole new phone. But if you're genuinely still happy with your iPhone 16 Pro, and the only issue is the battery not being what it used to be, a battery replacement is a way smarter move than buying a new phone. It costs way less, and it basically makes your iPhone 16 Pro feel brand new again. Here's the truth I keep running into. A lot of people don't actually need a new iPhone, they just need a new battery in the one they already have. One small thing I genuinely love, I can charge my iPhone 16 Pro using the exact same cable I use for all my other devices. That alone keeps my desk so much cleaner, because I don't need an extra cable lying around. Sounds like a tiny detail, but something that simple makes life noticeably easier.
If I sit back and think about the past 2 years, there's one thing I keep coming back to. There was never one wow moment that made me fall in love with the iPhone 16 Pro. No single feature made me stop and go, okay, this changes everything. Even camera control, which got me excited at first, eventually just became a regular feature. That's not really the story here. What I actually felt was more like a collection of small things, showing up day after day, until one day I realized they'd all quietly added up into one complete experience. The titanium frame that just feels right every time I pick it up off the desk. A phone that never made me wait, never made me think, why is this so slow? Photos that came out great without me having to think about settings, captured in moments I didn't even realize would matter until I looked back a year later. The same cable for all my devices, so my desk never turns into a mess. A battery that, even though it's not what it used to be, I can still count on to get me through a normal day.
Individually, these things seem tiny, barely worth mentioning. But add them all up, and that's what actually makes a phone feel like something you live with, not just something you use. And I think that's where the iPhone 16 Pro truly shines. Not in one big feature shown off on a launch stage, but in thousands of small interactions you don't even realize you've come to trust it with, every single day. So, after almost 2 years living with this phone, I've stopped thinking about it in terms of specs. I think about it in terms of habits. And from that angle, the iPhone 16 Pro has never once let me down. So I'm curious, if you're watching this and you've had the iPhone 16 Pro for a while, what's one small thing about it you've come to really appreciate? Drop it in the comments.